Brett Okamoto backstage at the Apex with Bo Nickal, the man of the hour, new UFC middleweight himself. And, you came in here twice on the Contender Series. Looked great on the first one. Obviously looked great on the second one. Is this a big deal? It just seems like you just expected all of this to happen, so you're not having this crazy emotional reaction to it. Does that come later, or is this just is not a big deal because you knew it was going to happen?
I mean, it's a big deal, but at the same time, I do so much visualization, and I do expect it to happen. I think it's important to believe in yourself and know the end before you start to achieve a goal. And so for me, this is part of my plan, but at the same time, it feels good, and I'm just very grateful. I have a great team around me, and I'm really appreciative for all the people that have really poured into me and helped me get to where I am now.
What about just that part of? You didn't start doing this sport very long ago, and now you're going to be walking into the UFC octagon. I mean, just the nerves, or I guess, or the emotions, or just like the kind of emotional attachment that comes along with that. Is there any? What does it feel like?
Well, I think that for most people, if they were in my situation, they probably wouldn't be able to handle it. But for me, the way I was brought up, and competing in high-level wrestling tournaments from the time I was 8 years old all the way up through. Competing in state tournaments and national tournaments in high school, competing overseas, getting to Penn State, competing in the NCAA championships, sold out Madison Square Garden. I've competed in front of 10,000 people on a regular weekend for me. I've done 120 matches like that. And, like I said, it's just experience, and that for me is really invaluable. And that's what I bring to the table coming in, to the UFC. So there's really nobody else that has that. And I think that's why I come in confident and calm and collected.
What do you think it would take to rattle Bo Nickal in an MMA fight at this point?
Probably a freaking Francis Ngannou overhand, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I wouldn't want to take too many of those. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just very, very poised out there, very calm, and I'm that way because of all my training and, like I said, all the wrestling and the hours and hours that I put in. I think that I work harder than anybody, and I have a better team than anyone. I truly believe every single person that I have around me is there for a reason, and they're the best of the best at what they do. So very grateful for them, and I wouldn't be here without all those people.
Did you think he was going to get up from that left hand?
I didn't even know I hit him, honestly. Like, it was just clean, and I thought, in my mind, I was going straight into the takedown. So when he was like dropping down, I was like, oh, I must have like hit him pretty clean. And then at that point, it was just like kill him. Like, that was just kind of the mindset. I was like, finish him. Like, I got the opportunity. I've done it in fighting already, and I've done it plenty of times in wrestling, going for the pin, and that's just my attitude and my mental state is just go for the kill, and that's what happened.
I mean, obviously we're thinking about you and scouting you and looking at your career early on as a wrestler. You have already shown early in your career that you have a lot of power. Where do you think that comes from?
I think I have natural power. I'm a natural athlete, and I played a lot of sports growing up. I do strength conditioning, but I think more than anything, it's just good technique. And my boxing coach, Moose, and another striking coach that I've worked with, Barry Robinson. So shout out to those guys who have really helped me get to where I'm at right now with my striking, and I'm going to continue to work with both them too. They're two guys that I trust wholeheartedly. So big shout out to Moose, big shout out to Barry Robinson. And you're going to see more and more knockdowns. These guys got to worry about me taking them down, but they also got to worry about me rocking their jaw, so either can happen.
So you said you want to fight by the end of the year. I think all of us want to see you fight again before the end of the year. You called out a Swedish guy who has a hard time making weight. I believe you're talking about Khamzat Chimaev. Can you confirm that that's the name?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not too many Swedish dudes that can't make weight, so, that being said, for sure.
When did you know that was going to be the call-out?
I'm ready to go on site at any point. I mean, he obviously is too. So, he's a guy to me that I see at the top of the game right now, and that's where I want to be. He's a guy that has good wrestling, good grappling. I'm a guy that has good wrestling and good grappling. That might be a little understatement. But, yeah, it would be an exciting fight for me. And obviously, he's a game opponent, so I'm not sitting here acting like I'll walk through that guy, but he's a guy that I see myself fighting at some point in the future.
Just a few more for you. I've heard you say that you have so much trust on the people that are around you. They know what they're doing. They're experienced. You're going to listen to them. They are going to advise you. You are not going to ask for something that they themselves would not want you to take. Do they want you fighting Khamzat Chimaev in your fourth professional fight?
I mean, probably not. I mean, if we're looking at it, I guess, objectively, like, no. But I know where I'm headed. I know I'm ready to go. So it don't matter who you put in front of me. At the end of the day, I'm going to take him out. And I leave who I get to fight up to my management team, up to first-round management, Malky Kawa, Abe Kawa. Those guys take care of me, so I don't ever worry about that. They give me a name, and I take them out.
I'll leave you with this, man. You want to be the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Give me a date on when that happens.
Let's call it July 24.
Of next year?
Well, 2024.
Oh, 2024. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to mean July 24th.
July of 2024.
Okay.
I mean, I want to be realistic with it, and I think at the end of the day, for me, I see myself getting, making my UFC debut by the end of the year, getting 4 fights next year. At that point, I'll be 7-0, 8-0, and then by the middle of 2024, somewhere 11, 12-0, all finishes, and undisputed pound-for-pound #1.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, that's less than 2 years away. If you were the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world in less than 2 years, I'm going to go back and have to rewatch this interview because that's a short time frame to do it in. But you're off to a great start, man, and thank you so much for the time. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.